let's take a minute to just appreciate our world. How is it possible that we're even here to begin with, experiencing this grand, like, symphony, this dance of life? How does it make any sense? The ability that I can wander through a forest right now and speak to some camera who then is people around the world are watching. How is it that I'm able to even speak? It's such a blessing that we're able to communicate our worlds with one another, use language that can encapsulate our emotion. It's so beautiful that even language can sometimes fail, that sometimes the only form of getting our words across is by experiencing the other person's presence. It's so amazing that we each have our own reality that we're living, that we each see the world through different eyes, different ears, different ways of perception. Our life is built on these past experiences, and it's amazing that we can all share as a collective to appreciate and understand one another. It's amazing that there are no rules. The rules of life is that you live. There's nothing saying that you have to do X, you have to do Y. There's nothing saying that you even have to get up at all. There's nothing saying that you have to love. But the most amazing part is you can choose what you do then. You can choose to love, you can choose to laugh, you can choose your values. What is it that your soul is craving? Do you want to elicit a dance of of art to show your worldview to others? Do you want to connect people? Share your personality to bridge a gap between worlds? I remember when I was in soccer, it was maybe when I was 12 or so, that I was like a soccer captain, and I think my coach chose me to be that because I was the bridge between the cool soccer people and maybe the outsiders on the team. And it's amazing that as people, we can be these bridges of worlds. It's amazing that you're able to produce some acts of creativity. You can produce words and everything that all builds and culminates into just more experiencing. I know I speak in such abstract ways sometimes, but it's because I have a very clear picture in my mind of what it is that I'm after. When you can see the world from the perspective from way up high, metaphorically, it is just unbelievable to pause and just be grateful for what it is that we have to call home. And on a maybe not so metaphorical sense, but more physical, viewing the world from up high, such as the International Space Stations, absolutely provides this framing as well. The astronauts that go up, or even Carl Sagan's remark, it's just a pale blue dot. We all exist in this expanse. And that is all. Is there a reason? I don't know. Do people think there is? Maybe. I so long wanted there to be one, but I'm also happy with there not being. Because does there have to be a reason for stuff? Does there have to be a reason for there to be a start and there to be an end? Why can't it just be? Why can't it just have flown and flowed through the waters of life and just, it's an experience of energy. I find that the idea of there being a start or an end or meaning is such a learned concept. Because often we live our lives in that way. We interpret things. We try to find the rationale behind I guess things that don't go our way or things that do go our way. Why did I get, I don't know, this idea of rationality, it just leaks into our spirituality. But from a spiritual point of view, I don't know. Can you really use rationality to completely describe everything that we are experiencing? The Spirit says not. Because the moment that you start to use words, the moment that you start to use science to attempt to even describe this, there's just a million more questions to be answered. In the past year, I've had a bit of a falling out with science. Although I am a researcher, I study electromagnetics for MRI. I'm doing my master's right now. I'll be doing a PhD. I think science does absolutely amazing things. But the falling out that I had was this notion that when I was a kid, I believed that science could prove everything. The quest of science is to get to the bottom of it. I took that. I ran with it. I believed it. I internalized it. But something I noticed is, yeah, it can try. It can find things in our world and describe the relationship between them, like it can document what sound waves are, and it could describe the relationship of sound waves through a given medium like air, or like when you're swimming and you put your head underwater and you can hear the sound of a boat. Science can do these things, but it can never ask the question of why, or answer the question of why just is there sound. We say that there is sound because there's a medium for it to go through. And you can carry this chain forever. Why is there a medium to begin with? And soon enough, you reach to these bare minimum descriptors of our world, the quarks, the gluons, the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force, gravity. And these are our fundamental building blocks, we say. Science says that our whole experience is because of these, because of neutrinos, because of neutrons, protons. Let's see if I have an up-down quark, strange quark, charm quark. I don't know. But those are just things again. We got there through deduction, through this has to exist because there's this, and this has to exist because there's that. And then you reach a point in time where you keep drilling deeper and deeper, and you realize that things exist because of other things. That's not that conclusive of an answer. But that's what science tells you. It's like the only thing that science tells you. It can't tell you why one individual thing is the way that it is, but it can tell you in relationship to other things. So I had this falling out because I realized that. So I moved my energy more into the idea of Zen, I guess. And appreciating nature for what it was. Look, there's a bumblebee in a hole. You probably can't see it. He just went into a hole. I didn't know bumblebees go into holes. That is awesome. But because my relationship changed with it. I now want to live a life where I'm just accepting of things instead of rushing for explanations. It's such a liberating life. You don't have to worry that much because you've just merely accepted. Getting outside is nice. I'll leave you with this. This is a frustration of science as well. We know that getting outside is good for us. But it's almost as if we want to wait for all these incredible scientific evidence to make it into the mainstream media before people adopt the notion that outdoors is good for us. Whatever happened to following the advice of anecdotal stories of others? Whatever happened to just accepting the I don't know. What I'm just trying to say is I feel like so often our world is built upon these quantitative numbers, these values that we crunch so desperately to get, and then we distill the entire, mode of the economy as a number, the GDP. We don't have to do that. And we shouldn't. Because when you do that, you lose information. It's an information compression. You just look at one number, not the health of the system. The people are suffering. Citizens are having a hard time than ever. People are longing for acceptance. But the GDP says otherwise. The GDP goes up. And so shouldn't we all be happy? It's important to think about this stuff and how the framework of science and mathematics can actually conjure up a reality that is not really true. Now, we do still have to rely on our emotional well-being, our sense of self and community from a more qualitative point of view. The anecdotal stories of our lives. For me, I found that I became addicted to technology and media, and I qualitatively assessed that. I didn't have to know what it was doing to me. I just could feel that it wasn't good. And so I wanted to make a change. I just have one more. The streaks. I know Snapchat, for instance, if you used that long ago, Snapchat had a streak system where you would send posts to each other every day, and you get this symbol of this fire that resembled how many days that you, holy moly, look at that, what's going on? It's like a posse Do you see that? There's a whole posse of squirrels attacking each other. They're going crazy. What is going on? Do you see that? This is another one joining in now. I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep it short. But just the streaks. Like the streak becomes this thing, this becomes ubiquitous with you're doing a good job. That you mean so much to me, so I have a 300-day streak with you. How does that even make sense? What quality of communication are you even doing? Oh, a picture of your shoelace every day. Oh yeah, because that warrants the quality of relationship we have. Oh, but it's okay. We have a 300-day streak. Like I remember doing that in high school. And then more recently, for me, it was like running streaks or workout streaks, the obsessive nature over the number, how long you've been doing something, how periodically. When you think only in this term, like you're trapped by it, you're governed by number. And I don't want to be. I want to govern by how I feel. Maybe I felt like it was time to rest, but I had to keep the number going. So I kept pushing. Maybe in my job, I sought a career with a larger salary, a larger number. Why? Because bigger number, better. These numbers are in our lives, but we just so often don't check in with us and how we're doing and the improvements to just our own mental well-being. Bigger number does not mean better life. Bigger number doesn't mean fitter. Bigger number doesn't mean even more money. What if the job had you move to a place where you spent more? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying to be cautious over numbers. Be cautious over just like science, I guess. But I mean, I really do think science is amazing and helps. Just that when you only live your life through the lens and you wait for science's approval to do stuff, I don't know. I mean, but don't be stupid. Like, don't take untested drugs or whatever. Like, you do have to also apply common sense. I'll put that in there to cover my future self's ass. Anyway, I'm Matthew. Peace and love. I hope you have a good day. I'm so tired today, but I wanted to still make a little chat. So, have a good one. Peace out.